Hi everyone, this is Tanya here with Memory Lane Keepsakes, and welcome back to my channel for a no spin challenge. I am going to attempt to do challenge number 1, and this is the Emboss It. This no spin challenge is hosted by my awesome YouTube pal by the name of Alicia, and she also goes by Call Me Crafty Al. She is having the no spin challenge on her channel, and it's going to end on the 15th. I will list all the details down below in the description box so you guys can check her out for more information. Now the no spin part is not necessarily saying you can't go out and buy crafty items or Christmas gifts or nothing like that. She's just asking you and wanting to challenge you to use the crafty items you have in your stash to create the different projects for the different challenges she has listed. Really awesome, because a lot of us crafters don't get a chance to really use all of our projects or some of the items that we buy to create projects. So now she is challenging us, and I'm up for the challenge. So challenge number 1 for the no spin is Emboss It, and I have a ton of embossing photos that I have been waiting to use, and I want to share with you some of the embossing photos that I was considering using today. So first up, we have this embossing photo right here. And this one here has these beautiful leaves on the front. By it being fall time, I thought this one would be a great one to use. And this one right here screams Christmas. It has so many different things on here, different patterns. It has snowflakes here, it has hollies right here. Really beautiful, and even some pears. And then we also have this beautiful embossing photo that has snowflakes all the way around it. And we also have the music notes. Now I have a ton of embossing photos in my collection, and all these I've had for a long time. And so what I want to do, even though they're in the original packaging, I'm going to be working on some new storage on how I'm going to store my embossing photos. But these are old, guys. I've had these for a long time. And the one that I chose to use today is this one right here. This is the music notes. Now this one's by Doris. So I'm going to attempt to do a tutorial for you guys. I normally don't do a lot of tutorials. I want to get better with doing that, so please bear with me while we get through this tutorial. So this one right here is new in the package, so I'm gonna go ahead and open this one on up. Okay, in addition to that, I will be sharing some of the other things I'm going to be using in this project to complete this wonderful project here. And then I'm also going to be using these 2 stamp sets that I have here. This one stamp set right here that I got from a garage sale, and this right here is the image that I'm going to be using. Beautiful image. It's like carolers right here singing Christmas carols. And then also we have some Christmas sentiments right here, and I'm still trying to decide which one I'm going to use on that. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. So the paper that I'm going to be using today is this paper right here by Paper Studio. I purchased this paper when Hobby Lobby had their huge blowout clearance sale, and this paper here, this paper pad was only $5, and that was really good. It's full of music instruments and music notes, so I thought this paper pad complemented the embossing photo really well. And I've already pulled my paper, and I've already trimmed my card down, so I didn't spend a lot of time messing and fussing around with the measurements too much. So I'm going to be using this cardstock that I got from Michael's, which is this beautiful ivory color. And I'm also going to be using this 80-pound black cardstock paper that I actually got from Joann's. And then here is the paper print pattern that I chose to go with that I actually got from Hobby Lobby. So this paper pad, this is my first time using this since I purchased it, and I'm happy about that, because again, that's giving me a way to use some of the things that I've already purchased. That's the whole purpose of this awesome challenge. So what I'm going to start off by doing first is I'm going to go ahead and stamp out all my items first. And so I already have some things kind of laid out for what direction I'm trying to go. So I'm going to be working with these 2 pieces right here. And I'm going to trim these on down because I'm going to be using a die cut to cut my sentiment as well as my front image of my card out. So, and I'm also going to be embossing at the same time. So I've already explained to you guys in another video about the Tim Holtz stamp platform. Now this one I've had since my birthday, because this was a gift. This is the big one. And I'm going to go ahead and now change it because it's on rubber right now. So I need cling because that's what I'm going to be using. So you're going to basically lift this up and you're going to turn it this way. And the clear should be where you can see it. And then you're going to stick it right on in and then lay it right back down. Okay? And so now I am going to go ahead and get my stamps. So for this first one right here, I am going to start with this one here, this beautiful teal color. Now this paper is patterned, so we're going to see how well it's going to come out for this image. Because a lot of times when you stamp on patterned paper, it usually have some spotted areas, so that's another good reason why I'm going to be using the stamp platform today. So I'm first going to go ahead and I am going to place my paper in here. And make sure you keep your magnets separated, because if they touch, they can pinch you. So you want to make sure that that does not happen. And I'm also going to take time and use this anti-static pack right here. This is great if you are embossing. So you want to make sure that you have this, because this helps you to get some of those little areas of your embossing powder away from your paper when it comes time to heat sealing it. It gives it a cleaner look. So I'm going to just rub this across the paper really, really well. And while we edit, I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing for this one too. So that way I don't forget to do this one when it comes time to use it. And this basically removes all the oils, or most of the oils, from the paper and any little areas that you don't want to have the embossing powder on, okay? So I'm going to move this right here. And I'm actually going to go ahead and grab my stamp. And this is the one I'm going to be using right now. Okay, so now I'm going to place, thinking about right here might be good. Okay, you want to give it a good press right here, so that way it can go ahead and adhere to the platform. See how it lifts up? And now I'm going to be using VersaFine to be able to stamp my image, because the VersaFine, whatever color you stamp this black in, it's going to become really crisp, because I'm going to be using the clear embossing powder. So now I am going to lift this on up. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and lay this on down. Okay, so I'm going to do that one more time there. You see, it didn't get a good impression that first time, so that's the beauty of the stamp platform. And what I love about the VersaFine is the fact that your ink stays wet for a very long time, so that will allow you to be able to add that embossing powder on there without quick drying time. But you do want to act fast as far as going ahead and cleaning your stamps and everything off. Some people don't really spend a lot of time doing that. We're going to stamp it again just to make sure we get a really dark image here, because by that being a pattern cardstock, it's going to need a little bit more. And so now I can go ahead and take this image right here, and I'm going to go ahead and add some embossing powder to this image, and I'm going to set it to the side so I can stamp something else. So you see my image right here, and it's still wet, and I'm using the clear embossing powder by Red Collections. So I'm going to go ahead and place this all over my image here. make sure it coats it really, really well. And so basically, got a little bit on the hands right there, but that's okay. And you want to give it a good thump on the back. And I still see a little area there that I want to cover. Okay, so it's gonna look hazy. See how hazy it looks right now? So I'm gonna set this to the side in the meantime. All right, so that's gonna be pretty much put out the way now because I'm done with that. So now we're gonna go ahead, I'm gonna heat seal the two images I just stamped. So let's go ahead and do that. So this is the embossing gun that I'm using, which is the Martha Stewart embossing gun. There are so many on the market that you can pretty much get and use, but I've had this one for a very long time, so that's what I'm using today. So you want to let your embossing tool get really, really hot. And then you also would like to, you can use this right here because it gets really, really hot. And you just basically want to do it till you see that shine in the letters. And you want to rotate your embossing gun across your paper here. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and do this one here. And these are my tweezers from another kit that I've had for a very long time. Okay. You're gonna see it change. See how it's changing? Beautiful. That's how you know when it's ready. When you see that gloss and that beautiful shine come up. Really, really gorgeous. Alright, so you see how beautiful and how shiny that is? That's how you know that you have completed your embossing. If you are new to embossing, I fell in love with embossing. That's one of the things that is my go-to anytime I'm doing any type of artwork. So this is how it looks. All right, so let's go ahead and continue. So now I'm going to go ahead and emboss my front of my card. So that's the first thing that I want to do. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and place this, open this up here. This is that Doris music note embossing photo that I shared with you guys. And let's see how well it turned out. Okay, so this is the piece that I have embroidered. Look how gorgeous. Really, really pretty. Love that. So now we're going to go ahead and get started, because what I want to do with the two pieces that I use, the sentiments and this piece right here that's going to be on the front of my card, I'm going to go ahead and use the die to cut that out using this same scissored bit shop machine to go ahead and cut that out. And my card base is actually going to be this black cardstock. I've already cut and scored it in position, and it has this beautiful pattern also in it. It's really hard to see, but it's the way the paper is already pre-textured. And I'm also going to be using that beautiful pattern note paper that I shared with you earlier. So first thing I'm going to do is I want to go ahead and add this one, add this piece of pattern paper to this base of my card here. And I like to use the rubber cement glue. I have a lot of different glues that I love to use, but I gravitate more towards the rubber cement glue because it gives such a cleaner look and it has no wrinkles within your projects. And so it comes with this little brush, and it is really strong in smell, but the results of using this glue is absolutely beautiful. You're going to be really happy if you never used this glue before. It can get a little messy, so you do want to brush off what you have, but you control the amount that you do place on your brush right here. And what I love about it as well is you can take time and you can be able to move your image or your paper around. It gives you a little, it's slow and drying time basically is what I'm trying to say. So it allows you a little bit of time to move around. So I'm going to go ahead and seal this up right now. One thing you want to make sure you do is keep your glue sealed, especially this one right here, the rubber cement. Okay, so I'm going to lay this on the front of my card base and position this to where some of the black is showing right here. Just a border of the black there. And it looks like it's more at the bottom, so we're going to position this. I'm going to slide it down just a little bit, and it's going really, really nice. And then what you can either smooth it out with your hand like this, or you can take your bone folder or your roller if you have one, and you can go across your paper like this to smooth it on out. So you can do either or. And the hand always works great too, so you don't have to buy the extra tool to worry about doing that. So as you see, we have my base and we have this right here, so that's already done. And before we go any further, what I want to do now is go ahead and add some distress into this right here, because I want to make it show up a little bit better, so that way the music notes will show up a whole lot better than it's showing right now. So let's go ahead and do that. So now I have my distress tools, and these are the distress outside. This is the black soot, and then I also have the antique linen that I'm going to be working with today. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and distress the edges of this card a little bit. You just want to put a little bit on there. And what I mean by distressing the edges, you're going to take this tool right here and you're just basically going to go across the edges to make it look aged a little bit here. So that's all I'm basically doing, is just going across the edges to age my paper. Get some more ink there. Okay, and you can kind of see right there how I distress the edges. And just want to age it a little bit by doing that. So that's a way for you to be able to do that. And now I want to go ahead and come in with my black soot and go across the music notes a little bit. So I want to kind of brush across it just a little bit here to kind of bring those music notes out, so they'll stand out a little bit. And it's starting to appear a whole lot better than it was before. Get a little bit more here. It doesn't have to be perfect. That's the beauty of art. You do what you feel. Okay. get a little bit at the top right here. Okay, so that didn't take long at all, and that's what that looks like. Isn't that beautiful? Love that. So now I feel like it needs a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in two of my other tools, which I have used over and over again in the past. These are my Hottie Swap color shines. This one right here, and they come in a range of colors. I love these sprays. I've used them in a lot of my projects. This one here is the Sweet Mint, and this one here is the Gold. Really fun to use, and wait till you see how beautiful the colors are going to be. So now I'm going to grab an old shoebox for this project and some paper towel, because you are going to need that to blot off some of the color shine, because you don't want your project to be too wet, and it can get a little messy, but if you love messy art, this is great for you. So let's have some fun. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and dab right now. And that's pretty much how I blotted it off some there. And I'm going to go ahead and spray with the gold. Okay, it's always good to clean your nozzle off right there. And I'm also going to spray a little bit more of the mint. There we go, that's what I want. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and close those both up, and I'm going to go ahead and blot the rest of this on off. And then to keep this from taking a while to dry, you can also go ahead and use your heat tool to speed up the drying time, because it does saturate your paper just a little bit. But this is the result that I'm left with. Look how beautiful that is. So I'm going to go ahead and heat. It's absolutely gorgeous. So it's always good to keep an extra or a shoebox on hand for those type of projects. But look how beautiful. Do you see how gorgeous that turned out? Beautiful. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and move these on out the way. And now I'm going to go ahead and I am going to apply some glue to the back of this and place my image, my embossing image, on top of the pattern paper on my card. And so we can go ahead and complete this. So I'm using that rubber cement glue again. I'm just going to go ahead and coat this all over here, because I do want it to be flat. And you can also use your tape runner as well if that's easier for you. But I just love this glue. I want to make sure that this is going to stay in place. So for me, I prefer to use the rubber cement glue, but I also rotate depending on what my project may be. So I may use this today and something else tomorrow. So I coated that really nice. So now I'm going to go ahead and seal this on up. And I am going to apply this to the top of my card here. And that's going to keep it flat for me, so I don't have to keep fussing with it in the meantime. So I'm going to lay that on there for a moment or so. It doesn't take long to dry at all. And so with that being said, let's go ahead and we're going to adhere this and also this. This is going to go, this is the sentiment for inside the card. And this right here is going to go on the outside. So I'm going to actually raise this up with some pop dots. And these are the pop dots that I'm going to be using. So I'm going to turn this on over, And I'm going to place a few of the dots on there because I do want this to be raised in my image. So I think about 4 dots should do it. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and peel off the backing of the pop dots here. And my card front should be ready. Perfect. And now I'm going to put this on the front of the card. And we're going to add the sentiment inside. Okay, so now for the inside of the card, I'm going to put this on there. And you see me rubbing some of that glue away, which is really not an issue because that rubber cement glue, you can't even tell it was even there. So this is the front of my finished card. Look how adorable and how gorgeous that turned out. Thank you guys so much for taking out time to join me for this Emboss It Challenge 1, the No Spin Challenge number 1 with me. And also make sure you check out Alicia, which is also Call Me Crafty Al here on YouTube. I will place a link at the bottom of this video so that way you can check out her challenge, guys. It's a lot of fun, and this is my finished card. I want to thank you all so much for taking out time to join me today. If you are new to my channel, make sure you subscribe. I would love to have you be a part of my YouTube family, as well as give this video a thumbs up, comment down below, and let me know what your favorite Christmas carol is. That's why I chose this embossing photo today, because I love music, and especially Christmas music. My favorite song is Boys to Men, which is Let It Snow. So that's why I chose this embossing photo today. I hope you was inspired to create for No Spin Challenge. This is Tanya here with Memory Lane Keepsakes, and continue to be blessed and happy holidays. Bye bye.